What's up, guys? Welcome to the Stats Free Sports channel. Let's get right into it. Here to give you my biggest winners and losers from the NBA trade deadline. Let's talk about it. So, this trade deadline was pretty cool. A lot of moves being made. A lot of strange moves, in my opinion. Some I'm gonna mention. So, as I have my winners, I have a few losers. Not too many. I think two or three losers, but it's a couple in the middle, in between style moves I didn't really care for. But I can't really call them losers because they were decent moves. They made sense, but I just didn't like them for myself personally. And for how for that team, I didn't like the move that they ended up making. But I do understand the fits of some of these moves. So let's get into it. First off, I'm not gonna go the cliche Suns, Mavericks, Lakers. We already know those are the biggest three winners, in my personal opinion. So I'm gonna leave them towards the very end, or you can just chalk them up automatically to being winners. So Suns automatically a winner, Lakers automatically a winner, and then you have who I say again, the Mavericks for the Kyrie trade automatically a winner. So cool. Those three pushed to the side. Let's get into some new people. So first winner, Toronto Raptors. And this is a very surprising thing to me. I had videos on Gary Trent Jr. being traded. I had videos on Fred VanVleet, on OG, and I felt even more strongly about them once I seen KD go to the Suns and I seen Kyrie go to the Mavericks. I'm like, oh, the West is about to get lit. The Pelicans, the Clippers, and the Clippers are on this list as well. But they're gonna start poaching from the Raptors to try to to match up with KD and Kyrie. And yeah, so I really thought teams from the West would start poaching from the Raptors roster to try to get better. And the Raptors held strong. They added up Jakob from the Spurs, a player I didn't think that would get dealt. They got him for just King Burke and a first round pick in 2024. Not bad at all. And they stayed put. And I think it does make sense for them to stay put. Honestly, the Nets being a dissolved team now with a lack of stars. The Raptors have another good shot at staying put. They got a little better adding on Poto, a big man I said that they should have gotten in the past. So they did have in the past before they traded him. But yeah, so it definitely makes the most sense to me for the Raptors to stay put. So they definitely get a winning check mark in my personal book. I think the Raptors are a big winner in today's NBA trade deadline slash NBA trade period for the last couple of weeks. Now, on to one loser. I'm going to do a little winner loser type style thing real quick. So my first biggest loser to me, excuse me, the Golden State Warriors. They traded James Wiseman, which I did predict. I did the wrong team. I said the Hornets. They ended up trading him to the Pistons, but they traded him for five second round picks, and then they flipped that into they flipped 5 second round picks into Gary Payton the second. I didn't get it. I don't understand that move. I'm confused. I don't understand it. They need big men. They need a shot blocker. They should have just kept Wiseman. And I think, and like I said, I was leading the bandwagon. Trade Wiseman, but I was saying bring back a veteran big man for him, like a Mason Plumlee, like a Jakob Poeltl, like someone else. Bring back a decent shot blocker, good rebounder that can hold down the paint behind Looney, behind Draymond, and they brought back Gary Payton II. I'm like, what in the world's going on? So to me, it might sound crazy, and I know Gary Payton fits the Warriors, and I know that he knows what he can do there in that system. That's fine, but they need a big man. They don't need Gary Payton II. They should have just kept Sadiq Bey, excuse me, who's a 15 to 20 point scorer, good 3 point shooter. I don't understand what they did there. So that to me was confusing. So the Warriors get my biggest L. Um, that was strange to me. Next, my other big winner, the Clippers. Clearly, they got Eric Gordon. They traded away Reggie Jackson for Mason Plumlee. So they have a good big that can either start in front or behind Zubac. Probably behind Zubac, obviously. But, you never know. But I like Plumlee a lot. So I had him being dealt to either the Celtics or to the Warriors. He ended up going there. So that's fine. And they get Bones Highland. They get Bones Highland from the Nuggets in another solid move. So The way it looks to me, honestly, I think I think the Clippers are definitely in the Russell Westbrook sweepstakes. Pat Bev maybe too. Depends on where Russ wants to go. I think Russ get first choice, obviously. Then if Russ doesn't want to go to the Clippers, I definitely think Pat Bev could go to the Clippers if Russ doesn't go. So I do like the Clippers a whole lot. They got a lot better. They made some nice moves. So I do like what the Clippers did. My next biggest loser, this one, another one. They got a lot of picks to use. They have a lot of trade assets, young players and veterans, and they didn't use them. They only traded one way, and that was the Knicks. The Knicks are my number two loser. I don't get it. You get Josh Hart, cool. Jalen Brunson's old teammate. He's a good 3-and-D wing. But as I said, I did a solo Josh Hart video a couple days ago. Josh Hart is for some reason turning down threes. His 3-point numbers are down. His attempts are down. He's turning down 3-point wide open shots. I don't understand what's going on with Josh Hart. He's still a good defender, good rebounder, good assister for his position, but he's not trying to score for some weird reason. He was his scoring dropped off from 15 points a game last year, and now he's about like 9. And then there was in talks heavy about the Knicks could trade for Zach LaVine. Nothing happened. So it's like, man, um, it definitely, the Knicks could have definitely made some more moves. I didn't like how they just got Hart, and that's it. So the Knicks to me are a big loser. They got a lot of assets, a lot of picks, but didn't get much, in return really. Now my next biggest winner, kind of a surprise, kind of a shocker. I was on their tail the entire trade deadline, and I just mentioned one of their star players, Chicago Bulls. Chicago Bulls are a big winner. Same as the Raptors. They stayed put, they stayed down. They're going to see it through. That's kind of smart. As I said earlier, same as the Raptors, the Nets, they dissolved their superstar team. Kyrie gone, KD gone, both gone to the West. Now it's a little less murky in the East. You're just one injury away from the Bulls and the other team, the Bulls, the Raptors, being real threats again. I don't think no one thinks they're better than the Bucks or than the Celtics, but they're one injury away. They're one injury away from being big dog. And Philly, excuse me, Philly too. Um, so yeah, those are my two biggest winners and my two biggest losers outside of the main guys we already know about. So my biggest winners, Raptors, excuse me, and the Bulls, staying put, staying silent. Also, the Bulls as well are big candidates, buyout candidates to get Russell. Russell goes to the Bulls, make them a little contender, or no, at least a deep playoff push in the East. That does hold some weight now. Now that they stayed put, and the Nets did lose KD, so that makes sense. It does make sense now. So also my biggest losers, as I said, the Warriors. I don't understand trading James Wiseman for and not getting a big man back in return. I'm confused. I don't I don't get that one. And the New York Knicks for only getting Josh Hart, and they have all those trade assets, all those picks, and nothing came from it. At least for this year. The summertime might be different, but for right now, for the trade deadline, I don't understand it. I don't get it. So, but yeah, that's it for video, guys. As I said earlier, I'm not gonna touch on the Suns, Mavericks, Lakers. We know what they did. They were phenomenal. Those are everyone's talking points. I want to be a little different. I want to span content a little bit different, not just stick to the same things everyone's gonna talk about today. Oh, Suns, Lakers, whatever. Clippers, Bulls, the Raptors. The Bulls and Raptors really important. Holding down, staying together, staying put, and getting better. You know. Oh, I didn't touch on before I leave. I didn't touch on a couple of moves I didn't like, but they're not quite losing moves. Mike Muscala to the Celtics. Same with the Warriors. I wanted them to get a big man, a big man who's a shot blocker, rebounder, etc., etc. The rumor was the Celtics were trying to get, and they put up a package for the Spurs to get Poto, but the package failed. Obviously, he went to the Raptors, somewhere Poto is familiar with. He was drafted by the Raptors, so cool. I like Plumlee. There's some more guys out there that you could have traded for to try to get. If you're the Celtics, to bring in a guy like Mike Muscala, who I will say we just seen torch the Lakers a few nights ago when LeBron broke the record. He torched them. He's a better 3-point shooter than Blake Griffin. I will admit that, but I would love for them to get a strong big man to hold the paint down in case of injury of Robert Williams. I really would have. That's my opinion there. That's one of the major moves, not major moves, but one of the moves that really caught my eye. I don't mind it. I get the move, but I definitely like, man. I think the Celtics left some meat on the bone by just doing that. Honestly, Jay Crowder to the Bucks, cool move. They traded Serge Ibaka to get him and a bunch of second round picks. Eh, he ain't played in forever. I don't expect anything major from Jay Crowder. He's an inconsistent 3-point shooter. He'll have a game where he'll give you 3 or 4 makes, and he'll have back-to-back games where he'll give you 0 for 5, 0 for 7, 1 for 6. I know because I bet on him a whole lot. So it's a cool move, I guess. And then you have the Blazers land Matisse Thybulle after they traded Josh Hart to the Knicks. They got him from the Sixers. I like it. Once a All-Pro defensive team guy, All NBA, excuse me, not All Pro, All NBA defensive team player. Now, the last couple of years he was regulated to bench duties. I like him going to Blazers. As we know, the Blazers love their 3-and-D wings. They definitely love those. So it makes sense. He needs a chance to shine. I like him a lot. I always like Tybal, so him going there, Josh Hart going now, he gets room to really show what he can do. Really show he's still a defensive weapon, and maybe show off some more offensive skill that we know he has, or just more opportunity to play in general. Which everyone always wants more opportunity to play. Goes to a new conference. He's a guy who could potentially, in theory, try to stop KD, try to stop Kyrie, all the wing players that everyone just got from the West. He can try to hold it down for the Blazers while Simmons, and Lillard try to make buckets. So that's one I didn't really care. I mean, it's cool. Can't put it in the winner spot. Can't put it in the loser spot. But I will acknowledge it. It's pretty good. Pretty cool move. I like it. But yeah, that's it for the video, guys. Like, share, comment, subscribe. I'll see you guys next time.